Yo, hold up. Let me make sure these shits ain't. I think it's off. Let's see. Let me make sure these shits is off, man. All right. How you doing, Freedom March? Freedom Family. Oh, I turned them bitches on. Hold on. Let me disconnect them. This is going to be a real short live stream. How y'all doing in the comments in the chat room? How y'all doing? Much love to y'all. I just want to talk about the snowflakes on the right. It's when snowflakery happens, it's way more entertaining when it's coming from the right. Why? Because they invented the term snowflakes and threw it off on the left when the left gets upset and offended by shit. But in turn, they get offended by shit that doesn't affect them, right? It doesn't affect their daily life. It doesn't affect their livelihood. It doesn't hurt them, right? You know how you got people talking about, oh, you know, you get offended by words and all this, that, and the third, and the silly little symbols. Why are people offended by the Black national anthem? Like, what's the problem, right? Does it fucking matter? Does it fucking matter? Does it matter? Like, it's the same people whining about the two national anthems that'll sit up here and say, oh, I don't watch football no more because of Colin Kaepernick and the wokeness. Okay, so then why are you concerned about two national anthems? You walked away from the goddamn football, right? You don't give a shit about it no more because of the wokeness, because of the knee taking and all this, that, and the third. Y'all ain't concerned about. So why are we worried about a motherfucking two national anthems, a Black national anthem and a regular ass national anthem? Like, what? Why is this a thing? Right? Why are we talking about stupid shit? Why are we concerning ourselves with the low hanging fruit? I mean, do we not have this discernment yet? Like, can't we discern when they're throwing us shit to distract us, shit that don't even fucking matter? Rihanna was stiff, you know, national anthem this, you know, the flying Pringles cans over Alaska, getting shot down, like this little silly shit, right? Yeah. What could the flying object be? Oh, now they're shooting flying objects down, right? They're shooting flying objects down. We can't identify it, so we're just gonna shoot the shit down, right? They don't know what it is. They don't know where it came from. They don't know its capabilities, but they shot it down, and now what? They sang two national anthems. Oh no. Well, what do we do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to sit back and recognize when this shit happens, right? Your favorite little YouTubers snowflaking out over the silliest shit. Like, you know, we can't, black folks, y'all can't be offended when somebody spray paints their dumbass face in blackface. We can't complain about racism in the schools. We can't complain about racism that we're experiencing from our neighbors in Colorado, driving on our farmland, harassing us, persecuting us, all this, that, and the third. We can't say nothing about that shit that actually really is impacting people's lives, right? I want you to understand something. I think a school superintendent, right? And I want to talk about this more tomorrow when I get more information on it. But a school superintendent in somewhere, I forgot exactly where, retired or resigned after a student committed suicide due to bullying, right? A kid was being bullied to the point where they committed suicide, right? And you know, that's the type of shit that our children face. Our children are being bullied, whatever. Children are impressionable. Children are still growing. They're still developing, right? You know, committed suicide. But ain't nobody talking about that. No one cares about the student getting harassed because of her race or their race in a school in 2023 because racism don't exist no more. Ain't no such thing as systemic racism. Racism don't affect your life. Don't know what the fuck you talking about, right? You know, if you're an adult and someone's calling you the N-word and all the other shit, guess what? You can stand up and pop a motherfucker. You can do it. You can react how you want to react. Me, I've been called N-words by white people, you know, Asian people. I've been called an N-word in goddamn El Segundo, California, where it's supposed to be the most liberal. California is the most liberal and you know, understanding and equal play. No, it's not. Right? Yeah, but I'm a grown ass man. We're talking about children, right? Children are assholes. Children are assholes, right? And sometimes it's not just words that they throw at other students, right? At other kids. Sometimes they, you know, get in their face. Sometimes they hit them. Sometimes they steal their shit. Sometimes they throw them in lockers. Sometimes, you know, they play these little dangerous pranks. They will do that shit to other children, and children will kill themselves. They'll die. You know, one student got jumped by a bunch of people and ended up dying. But you know, if we complain, if our children complain about how a bunch of students and they're in a predominantly white school and they're being constantly assaulted and harassed and having racial slurs thrown at them, you have no compassion or sympathy for these children, in these young children in this school, because, well, racism doesn't exist. Who cares if the students are racist? It doesn't exist, right? If we can prove that these kids are racist. Show them video, show them the notes and handwritten in their handwriting, all that type of shit. And these motherfuckers, they'll still be like, oh, well, you know, you gotta flake it off. You gotta, don't worry about it. Grab your bootstraps and pull it up and all that bullshit. But we're talking about children. And these kids aren't just calling these kids names, right? They're not just doing that. Just like this, hell, a grown-ass farmer, black farmer in Colorado, getting harassed by his white neighbors because he didn't want to lease his land to the white neighbors and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? The neighbors wanted him to lease a large portion of his land to them, and he didn't want to do it, so they started doing a little silly shit like breaking into their land, you know, doing all this, that, and third, damaging their property, right? But if he'd have shot one of them motherfuckers, if he'd have killed, which he would have every right to do, if he'd have shot and killed one of them motherfuckers, guess what? Oh, he would be in jail, because at the very least, these people filed charges against him. It didn't stick because they didn't have any proof. But the judge is sitting up here trying to act like the white judge is acting like the motherfucking criminals, the actual criminals in that situation, are the victims. See what I'm saying? We're talking about Colorado here. We're talking about the liberal haven, right? Y'all don't see, when shit really affects people's lives, y'all try to minimize it and say, oh, well, you need to get over it. This, that, and the third. Slavery happened 200 years ago. All this bullshit. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, because it didn't happen 200 years ago. It didn't end 200 years ago. It didn't. But the point is this. You whining and bitching about a song at a football game that y'all said y'all didn't even want to pay attention to no more. This is the idiocy of people on the right. And I'm not talking about conservatives. I'm talking about people who toe the line and are all up on this bullshit. And the law. I'm talking about the law and order people. I'm talking about the people who believe in law and order and all that type of shit. I'm talking about the law and order spewers who will uphold police officers no matter what. They'll ride for police no matter what. They don't give a hot damn no matter what happens. These are the type of people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about real conservatives. I'm not talking about real freedom lovers. I'm not talking about real libertarians. I'm not talking about real freedom lovers. I'm talking about the statist hypocrites who push this law and order bullshit, will dismiss any form of racism, even if it's creating victims, right? They'll dismiss it, or they won't even they don't even want to be bothered with it. Oh, a black person is yelling racism. Oh, fuck that. We ain't worried about that. They'll just completely dismiss it out of hand. Don't even give a hot damn about it, but they'll bitch about a goddamn national anthem. Fuck out of here, man. Tired of these people. Like real shit. I mean, I was surprised by ABL because he wasn't tripping on the goddamn black national anthem. He was calling out both sides for like being all political and being, just overblowing the shit. Shout out to ABL for that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's finally seeing that, hey, two sides, same coin, two wings, same motherfucking bird. Sometimes, I know you want to toe the line, you love Donald Trump and all this type of shit, but remember what Donald Trump was? Donald Trump is the bump stock ban president. He's the take the guns first, due process second president, right? He's probably the first president to ever say some silly shit like that. And y'all just roll with it. Bump stock ban Trump. Due process second Trump. Civil asset forfeiture Trump. Red flag law Trump. Remember, it was under Trump's presidency that this proliferation of red flag laws spread across the country to all these states. He emboldened these states to take up red flag laws. Right? Some states already had it, no doubt. But trust me, he laid out the blueprint on his motherfucking website. On his website, on his whitehouse.gov, he laid out the blueprint on how to get these red flag laws cracking. And guess who campaigned to help get them red flag laws cracking? Dan Red Flag Crenshaw. Dan Taps Act Crenshaw. Let's be real about this, huh? Let's be real about this. But see, they ain't gonna call him out. They only call, DeSantis versus Trump. I mean, the shit come on, who gives a fuck about a DeSantis during first? DeSantis hasn't even fucking said he's running for president yet. But this is something that's on y'all's mind. Y'all care so much about this motherfucking presidential bullshit, this left-right paradigm lie. Y'all all up in arms about the left-right paradigm. It's very alarming, because it just shows how we can't rely on you, real freedom lovers and real freedom fighters. We can't really rely on you to be on point, especially when you continue to push the law and order bullshit. You got to let the law and order go, right? You got to let the law and order bullshit go. There's no such thing as law and order. There's no such thing as law and order. What it is harassment and motherfucking extortion. That's what it is. Law and order equals extortion, harassment, terrorism, right? Murder. In the name of law and order, much destruction and more will occur. Much destruction has occurred due to law and order, and much more will. There'll be more division. Law and order creates more division than it, dispels. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. I'm all fired up. I'm tired of these people, man. The snowflakes calling snowflakes calling each other the snowflakes. Ain't getting nowhere. Ain't getting nowhere. Because everybody wants to be a snowflake. Everybody wants to be a snowflake, and everybody wants to call out a snowflake. It's weakness. Anyway, we're going to keep marching forward toward